Cable 7 and 103.7 WTIB present Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton. News, sports, and community information and everything that's going on around town. Now, with Talk of the Town, here's your host, Henry Hinton.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I am Doug Raymond, sitting in for Henry Hinton. And we're all nervous now. Henry just called. He's listening. And so I blamed everything on Heather.
Naturally.
But actually, we had a good first hour, so we have nothing to be ashamed of. We'll just have to raise the bar a little bit in hour number 2. Want to continue to take those phone calls. We were talking about that new synthetic drug that is showing up in heroin across the country, and even here in Greenville. There's been some deaths associated with it, and it led to a discussion about talking to your young people about drugs. If you're a parent and have a story for us, either about how you handle it or possibly, unfortunately, maybe some horror stories about how drugs has affected the lives of your teenagers or somebody in your family, feel free to give us a call at 561-8255. We'll continue to take calls on that subject. We're going to talk about the NC FAST director leaving that state agency, just a brief blurb about that. And then I also want to get to this story about the Sochi Olympics, which unfortunately, now Heather is all into women's hockey, which I'm still trying to decide what that says about her.
Doesn't mean
Isn't it interesting? She's interested in hockey, and Mr. Macho over here, I'm interested in how all the athletes want to bring home puppies.
That is a great story, too.
There's stray dogs everywhere in Sochi.
Yes.
And so all the athletes are getting them and taking them back to the Olympic Village, and they're trying to figure out ways to bring them back home to America.
Yeah, that's
See, now I think that's wonderful.
They don't spay and neuter
I'm a big softie.
in Russia.
No, and I guess the way they put the dogs down there is ridiculously inhumane, is my understanding. So they're really saving them from not only death, but kind of an awful death. So.
Yeah, and prior to them, they rounded up hundreds and hundreds of them, but there's still a lot of them around. And so I think that's kind of a neat story, although I can't imagine what going through customs, bringing a dog from another, especially a stray dog from another country, the amount of, you probably have to be tied up in customs for weeks, if not months, to get shots and do all that. But
and checking the dog for all kinds of drugs and the things they could, I know they're not doing that, but they have to check it,
Yeah,
Dogs doing drugs?
No. I mean, people putting things in the dog and trying to stash something on the dog.
Oh,
and bring it
smuggling.
back
Wow.
home.
McGee.
I'm just saying, you spending that long in customs, I mean, I thought they would spend a lot of time in customs checking for stuff like that because they would have to check for stuff like that as well. They're not doing that, but...
You've been watching Locked Up Abroad, haven't you? And you've seen that.
I hate that show.
I've never seen that show.
Me.
But I think there was one that they did that. They put it in they cut a dog open and put some balloons in them and then stitched it up and everything. But none of our athletes would be doing that.
Let's hope not.
Okay. 561-8255. 561-8255. I got a programming note here, a great new program called Greenville Grit. And GRIT stands for, help me out with this, McGee, Greenville Residents in Touch. That's
correct.
That is correct? Mm-hmm. And I know the host, it's Michael Overton and
Terry Williams.
Mm-hmm. And now, it was supposed to air on both radio and television last evening at 6:30, and due to some technical problems, it only was on the TV side. It did not air on radio, but we want to remind you it will be on this coming Friday at 6:30 p.m. on both radio and cable channel 7, and then it will also be replayed on cable channel 7 at 9:30 a.m. on the TV on Saturday.
Yep.
So it's a great new program. We want to make sure you check it out. A lot of buzz about it. And on behalf of the staff, well, I'm not on the staff, so it wasn't my fault. But on behalf of the staff at WTIB, we apologize for the technical difficulties on that one not running. But
good show. Check it out.
Will not happen again. Heather King is here with us, and I know she's got some news that you'll want to hear, and McGee and I will want to comment on. So, Heather, welcome back, and tell us what people need to know about on this fine Thursday morning.
All right. Well, right now at 8:09, here are your WITN News headlines. Fire crews say they got called to an early morning fire in Kinston this morning. The Assistant Chief of Kinston Public Safety, Don Crawford, telling WITN that 4 fire stations actually had to respond to the blaze at 905 Liberty Hill Road. It's on the northeast side of the city around 1:30 this morning. Investigators say no one was home at the time of the fire, and they're still trying to determine whether or not anyone actually lives there or if it's a vacant home. The house, though, is now a total loss, according to Crawford, who said they're beginning the investigation to figure out how that fire started. No injuries were reported by the firefighters, and the fire was contained to just the one house. After 3 days of deliberations, a jury in Wake County found a Raleigh woman guilty of murder in the second degree for the death of a Kinston mother. Both Amanda Hayes, the current defendant, and husband Grant were accused of killing Laura Ackerson of Kinston in 2011 and then dismembering her body. Her remains were found in a creek near the home of Amanda Hayes' sister in Richmond, Texas. Another Wake County jury convicted Grant Hayes last year. He is serving a life sentence. Before sentencing, Amanda Hayes made a brief statement to the judge. She apologized to Laura Ackerson, to her family, as well as to Hayes' own family. Judge Donald Stevens says that sentenced the woman to at least 13 years in prison, giving her credit, though, for time already spent in jail. He said, quote, "It is quite possible Amanda Hayes could have saved the life of Laura Ackerson and chose not to." The director in charge of a statewide computer system designed to streamline North Carolina government assistant applications is leaving his job for the private sector. The State Department of Health and Human Services announced Wednesday that NCFAST Program Director Anthony Vellucci is heading to Maryland to a healthcare software and information technology services firm. Vellucci has led the team implementing NCFAST since 2010. The news release praised Vellucci for his work turning 19 legacy computer systems into one. DHHS leaders blamed an NCFAST computer software upgrade in July for long backlogs in food stamp applications and renewals. They said in October problems had been addressed, but the backlogs grew late last year. The department said last week NCFAST worked well as the backlog was almost completely eliminated.
That would be my luck, is I work for an agency called NCFAST, and then they have a backlog and everything's going slow. I mean,
kind
so
of
you're
ironic.
just built-in mocking right there. But yes, this is a common theme. When things screw up, you go to the private sector.
Right. Well,
And
sometimes you can make good money in private sector.
yes, you can. Yes, you can. But it's usually, I don't know why, but usually when you're screwing something up, the private sector isn't beating down your doors to get you. But I guess this, and you remember he was in the news last summer. He got like a $23,000 raise to stay on, and our friends over at the News and Observer was very critical of that. He's making $168,000 a year with the state, so that's not too bad.
That's a nice paycheck.
Yeah, I could live on it.
I could too.
All right.
And our final story this morning is another ironic twist here. A pickup truck and an auto parts store both need some repairs after a truck ran into the front of the business. This happened Wednesday in Williamston at O'Reilly Auto Parts, which is on West Boulevard. Witnesses say the truck actually hit a light pole first, then ran into the metal frame building. The light pole was sheared in half, and the traffic lights attached to it were just sitting on the ground. Store employees hypothesized the wreck might have been caused by a medical problem of the truck's driver. The driver did refuse treatment at the scene. No one was injured inside the store, which was then closed for the afternoon because building inspectors said they could not take the truck out until they could figure out whether or not that building in Williamston is stable. And those are your WITN News headlines at 8:12 on this Thursday morning, Doug.
Well, thank you, Heather. Do you truly think that employees of a auto parts store were hypothesizing?
I believe that's what they were doing. That's one of my favorite words, and
Okay.
I thought I would just throw that in there for you.
Okay.
It's a great word, isn't it?
I'm not doubting the word, but I just don't think auto.
Well, when you
I'm
make
not.
a
I'm not bashing
conjecture-
auto parts store people, but I think
Maybe they wouldn't
they
call
were
it
trying to figure it
hypothesizing.
out.
They were.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. They weren't
okay.
hypothesizing.
Well, I brought it up to the level of our audience this morning.
Well, you have really raised the level here and shown some glaring weaknesses in my levels here. But someone who is up to your level is Trent McGee, and he's got some weather and some sports. Well, what? I try to give you a compliment, and you're gonna just shun it off.
You're right. I am.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I could never be at the level of Heather King.
Okay, give us our weather, and then we've got to get into sports, and we've got to talk a little Carolina Duke because it's on everybody's mind this morning.
Yeah, that game's coming up tonight. For your weather, though, today looks like another great day on tap for your Thursday. We saw temperatures hit about 71, 72 yesterday, and we could see a repeat of that today. Mostly cloudy skies, though. Temperatures overnight dipping down into the upper 40s. For your Friday, a pretty good chance of rain, 90% to be exact, with a high of 73 degrees under mainly cloudy skies. Tomorrow night, lows getting down into the 50s. For your Saturday, partly cloudy with highs in the low to mid 60s. And for Sunday, again, highs in the low to mid 60s, lows in the low 40s. But the next 4 or 5 days, Doug, no rain in the forecast, which is a good thing. And temperatures right around that 65-degree mark. So spring's on the way, baby. It's right around the corner. I feel it coming.
The only bad part about that is we're in that terrible time of the year where certain men decide because it's pushing 70 that they should go for the shorts.
I went for the shorts yesterday.
Yeah, but
and the legs are white.
That's what I'm saying.
They're really white.
That's not good.
They're really, really white.
That's not good. And I know you can't go to the tanning bed, but there has to be, maybe when you're cutting the grass or something, you can get just a little bit of brown in it. But there's just people that are like, oh, it's 70 degrees. That's shorts weather. And then you see them just walking around with those blinding white legs.
Do. Well, and what you should do in that situation is take some dirt, some mud of some sort, rub it on the leg to kind of try to hide the white, the reflection.
Well, did you do that yesterday? I'm speaking directly to you now.
I did not actually. I used my dogs. I was walking the dogs to shield my legs, so you couldn't really tell. But they're white, baby. Ooh, they're white.
Okay.
They need some sun.
Well, let's work on that for the sake of all involved.
But I should say too that I'm not going to rule out the possibility of a little white stuff next week.
Well,
Heather, are we?
What are you referring to?
Snow.
Oh, not the China white from our previous
not the
story.
acetylfentanyl we're talking about.
No. Well, so here's the latest from WITN on the snow. Because everyone's talking about it because of the thunder yesterday and the old wives' tale. So that is pretty much all you're going to see on anybody's Facebook news feed now is, we're getting snow. We are going to get cold rain, likely. Can we totally rule out the chance right now? No. But to use Jim Howard's terminology this morning, he says the chance is so slim. And as Doug mentioned earlier, and rightly so, things can change in a heartbeat weather-wise around this area. So you've got to watch for that. But really, the thing that we want people to focus on weather-wise is tomorrow afternoon and the severe weather threat. Don't worry about the possibility of snow next week because the chance is so slim. It's not worth it.
That's good to hear. I don't want to see any.
And I'm normally one of those people, weather is weather, and I hate when people complain about it. Hey, it's wintertime. Sometimes it's going to be cold. It's hot in the summer. But I swear, if it snows again, I'm going to lose my mind. I mean, this has just been ridiculous.
It has.
Driving around, sliding around on the bridges and stuff, and because I'm not one of those people who follow the instructions and stay inside.
What? That shocks me.
Yes.
Are you who the governor was referring to about not putting your stupid hat on? Did you put the stupid hat on?
Well, listen, I don't have a stupid. If I don't have to wear a hat, I mean it's just permanent on there. But I've never had a wreck or anything. But I just what do they say? Unless you absolutely have to be out. My criteria of absolutely have to be out is a little different than the rest of people. It's kind of like I want to go see what the beach looks like. That's my criteria of absolutely being out. Or I go down and hang out with the guys in the sheriff's department and hear the stories about the other morons that are out there. That's my criteria.
The other morons.
But I have yet to have. I've had many car accidents, but none weather related.
That's good.
I'll tell you what. Let's take a break before we go to sports, and I'll let McGee get geared up for this because I'm expecting a stellar newscast and more about the big game tonight in the Diener Dome. 561-8255 is the number if you want to be part of our program this morning. I am Doug Raymond, pleased to be sitting in for the living legend, Henry Hinton. You can tell he's listening. Threw that one in there. On WTIB 103.7 and cable Channel 7. We'll be right back.
Here in Greenville, and I've got three friends with me, Shannon Houchins, Ann Cato, and my friend Greg Steele. Going to talk to these ladies about the mortgage lending division here at Vantage South in a moment. But Greg, of course, is the market president for Vantage South, and that's a name that everybody's learning here in eastern North Carolina, but it's still kind of a new name. Greg, tell us about the transition and how things are going.
Henry, I think things are going very well. In April of last year, we acquired East Carolina Bank, which is a well-known Eastern North Carolina banking organization, and our transition and our merger with them has gone well. We continue to try to first treat customers the way we want to be treated, provide good service, and our bank is large enough that we can offer a wide array of products that hopefully folks can see a benefit to, and we just are enjoying helping the community and being involved in the community as well. So we think it's going well.
And I love working with you guys. It's been a great relationship with our company, so we appreciate it very much. All right, let's talk to Ann and Shannon about the mortgage division here. Ann, you are here in the office here at the corner of Red Banks Road and Arlington Boulevard, and you work on you help people with their mortgages.
That's right. Shannon and I specialize in mortgage lending for the bank. We do loans for purchases, refinance, construction loans. We plan to be at the Home Fest on March 1st to talk with people coming through our booth about those different products.
Looking forward to having you guys as part of Home Fest. And Shannon, you also work with mortgages. Tell us about how that's going here.
It's going very well. I can sort of back up what Greg said. As far as the benefit, I would think customers need to think as far as coming with us would be that we have fantastic communication. We have our own underwriters. We prepare our own closing packages, and the turn time is awesome.
All right, very good. So you'll be able to visit with you, Shannon, and Ann will both be at the Home Fest coming up on March 1st. So stop by their booth. You guys will be there with information. If anybody's thinking about refinancing or they got a need for construction loans or anything like that, you'll be able to help them right there, right?
That's right.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
All right, and Greg, how many locations now here for Vantage South in the Eastern North Carolina area?
In Eastern North Carolina, we have probably 35 locations and others in the Triangle as well, and have 4 offices in Greenville. It's gone well. The transition really has gone well. We have a good team. We have a executive team that is focused on Eastern North Carolina, which I think is very important. So we just want to make sure that everyone knows that we are local. We are Vantage South Bank.
Our friends at Vantage South Bank.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town on WTIB 103.7 FM and Cable Channel 7. I'm Doug Raymond sitting in for Henry Hinton. Alongside of me, Mr. Trent McGee. And McGee, multi-talented, but I guess you all know what his claim to fame is. He is sportsman extraordinaire. And today, a lot of good sports news, so we're going to go to that right now. McGee gave us a little sports update, including the big game tonight.
Yeah, big game tonight, Doug. The Battle of the Blues tonight in Chapel Hill. Duke in North Carolina, number 5 Duke, that is, will invade the Dean Dome, a game that was previously scheduled for last Wednesday night but was postponed due to the weather. Both teams playing perhaps their best basketball of the season and have combined to win 11 straight games. And the Blue Devils come in as a 2-point favorite in this game for a 9 o'clock tip-off again in at Chapel Hill. A game you can watch, I believe, on 7.2 WITN's digital channel tonight at 9 o'clock. Also coming up tonight, Doug, ECU hosts Louisiana Tech in the first meeting of 3 straight home games for the Pirates. The Bulldogs are tied with UTEP at Middle Tennessee for first place in Conference USA and lead the conference in points per game at 84. So it's going to be a tough matchup tonight for the Pirates. A 7 o'clock tip-off from Williams Arena at Minges Coliseum. Last night, though, the biggest upset in college basketball to date as BC came into the Carrier Dome a 13.5-point underdog. They had lost 8 of their last 9 games, only won 6 games overall. In fact, there was an article yesterday posted that said, will BC ever win another game? Well, they left the Carrier Dome last night, upsetting the number 1 team in the country, Syracuse, 62-59 in overtime, picking up that win. BC rallied from 13 down in the second half to give the Orange their first loss of the season. Now Wichita State, the lone unbeaten in college basketball. And some football news now. Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice struck his fiancée and knocked her unconscious during an altercation at a hotel in Atlantic City. Now, this according to a summons from the Atlantic City Police. Rice and his fiancée, Janae Palmer, were both arrested Saturday morning and charged with simple assault, domestic violence, after an argument that took place at the Revel Casino in Atlantic City. Rice is scheduled to appear in court on the 25th of this month at 9 o'clock. And the Miami Dolphins have fired offensive line coach Jim Turner and long longtime head athletic trainer Kevin O'Neill on Wednesday after their roles in the team's bullying scandal. And a Winter Olympic update. The U.S. has finally taken the overall medal count lead now with 23 as they finally jumped ahead of Russia there. So that's a good thing. And then the men's hockey team, they will play in a match tomorrow for the right to go to the gold medal game. So we'll keep an eye on that. And for Heather King, keep an eye on that women's hockey too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be glued to that, I can assure you.
I know you will be.
The Dolphins, they bully everybody but their opponents.
That's a good line. Did you steal that one?
No, I just
That
thought,
was good.
well, why is there such surprise?
That was good. That was a good line.
I'm a witty fella.
I'm going to tweet that one and give you credit for it.
Okay. Tweet away.
Tweet away.
And as far as the Carolina game tonight,
Yeah.
you had in the first hour, you had an actuality there from Roy Williams talking about some reporter asked him if any of the, what did he say, the luster had gone off the game or anything.
Yeah.
Like that. What moron asked that question? I mean, just because they're not 1 and 2 in the nation, I mean, these are the two of the, probably I would say, the 5 premier programs in the country every year. You've got All-Americans out the rear end, and you've got them 8 miles apart, and they just absolutely don't like each other. I mean, what kind of even question is that?
Yeah, it's still by far, in my opinion, the greatest rivalry in sports. And I think 29 of the past 32 seasons, the winner of this game has gone on to win the ACC championship. And what's interesting is that, Doug, this for the first time since 1967, North Carolina would play the Big Four in succession. They'll go Duke, Wake, NC State. So it's a big game for the Tar Heels, and I tell you what, they have a chance to beat Duke tonight. Duke is such a great 3-point shooting team. They're 41% right now. They're second in the country in 3-point field goal percentage, but North Carolina does not, and they don't defend the 3 very well, in my opinion. So they have to defend it well, but I think they can handle Duke on the glass. And that could be where they can win this basketball game. They're long. I watched them. I went to the Pittsburgh game over the weekend. That's a big basketball team. Carolina's long. They have some length and size. I don't think Emil Jefferson or anybody inside is going to really pose any problems. It's beyond the perimeters where Duke's going to be win this game should they win it.
Okay, we continue with Cliche Thursday. Carolina is long. That's a good one. That's a often used cliche.
Yeah.
And I'll go with you can throw the records out when it comes to this game.
For this one tonight.
That's an often used one for games like this too. But
I don't think
I agree.
They can. Carolina cannot fall down early in this game. If Duke does jump out to a big lead, they will protect that lead. They're good at doing that. So Carolina will have to remain competitive, I think, the entire game to have a chance at the end. Certainly they were in the first half, but Duke could run away with it if they get hot from the 3 because Carolina cannot shoot it well from 3. And again, Duke can. I don't think Jabari Parker's going to be he'll be a factor, but I think J.B. Tokudo on him will maybe do a good job with him.
Usually with all teams, not
games.
just Duke, but with all teams, with the outside shooting, when you're in a big place like the Carrier Dome, like the Dean Dome, and I experienced this on a much smaller level when I went to larger venues when I played. It takes you a while to get accustomed to the background of shooting. I mean, the basket is just harder to pick up. And I think you saw that at Syracuse, that it took Duke a while to get the 3-point shot going. And then traditionally in the Dean Dome, it takes them a little bit to get going. So, I don't have a preference, I guess, but I would not be shocked at all if Carolina pulled this off.
I wouldn't either. And, again, it's just I think it's the little things that people aren't going to really watch out for, how well they come off screens tonight and defending the 3. And they have to take good shots, them being the Tar Heels, to win this game. I mean, you're looking at one of the top 2 3-point shooting teams and one of the top 10 rebounding teams in North Carolina. So a lot of interesting little storylines you can look at for this game. But it wouldn't shock me a bit if the Tar Heels win. But Duke's a better basketball team. But I think North Carolina can certainly win this game.
Yeah, we talked about this a few weeks ago. I just don't know what happened to Carolina. That last national championship they won, I thought they've revolutionized college basketball. They moved up down the floor so quickly, and if Williams wants to get back to that, it seems like he always gets the high school All-Americans, but he needs that Ty Lawson,
that
lightning
class was
quick
special.
Point guard, and they weren't special as far as they haven't gone on to be NBA superstars. But they had people that could move up and down the floor with the basketball as quick as they could, sprint without a basketball.
Sure.
And it was incredible watching him play. And he's still trying to play that style, and he just does not have the personnel right now to do that.
Yeah.
And I think he's getting frustrated with it. But he's got to find that lightning quick point guard to get back to the consistency level. But with that much talent on the floor, anything can happen. And, of course, the home game. I was hoping that they would have played the snow game because they would have had the students down in the wine and cheese section, and that would have been interesting to see the Dean Dome with a little bit of atmosphere down there.
Yeah, and I think they'll have it tonight. But you're right; it would have been a lot more had they played that game last week. So we'll see.
We'll all be looking forward to it. I know what I'll be watching at 9:00 tonight. And McGee, appreciate sports.
You bet.
We're going to take a break here. 561-8255, 561-8255. I'm Doug Raymond. Privileged to sit in for Henry Hinton on Talk of the Town on WTIB 103.7 FM and cable channel 7.
Join us for Home Fest 14 Saturday, March 1st at the Greenville Convention Center. Talk with local home and garden experts and enter to win a $20,000 Dream Kitchen Makeover. Home Fest 14 on Saturday, March 1st from 9 to 5 at the Greenville Convention Center.
Many people in eastern North Carolina suffer from diabetes. The question is, can the disease be managed before it causes harm? Are there lifestyle changes that can help prevent it in the first place? And can a health system really make a difference? At Vidant Health, we're empowering people with tools and resources to detect and manage chronic disease. Can diabetes education and management help members of your family lead healthier lives? The answer is definitely yes.
Only the best music.
Here is a track from Out of Sight.
Sorry.
Oh, hey, and check out that new look from Pepsi.
I don't know why, but today I feel a little bit different. I feel like I woke up this morning and I could change the world. I could change the world. I guess it's true, yeah.
Top Dog Academy is Eastern North Carolina's complete dog training facility. Top Dog provides an excellent environment for dogs of all ages with training services and work week daycare. Top Dog is located on Highway 43 South, just 4 miles from Bells Fork, and features a comfortable, healthy environment and a spacious facility for daycare and a brand new, beautiful facility for training. Call 752-8215 or visit topdogonline.com.
Come on out Highway 43 South to Top Dog Academy, where we know dogs.
Is coming up on March 1st at the Greenville Convention Center from 9 to 5. Super excited about the show. One of the reasons is because Ferguson's is going to be there again. And Nancy Ann Beeman, who is a showroom consultant, is here to tell us what you can expect to see at the Ferguson booth at HomeFest 14. Hi, Nancy Ann.
Hey, we're really excited. We're going to have all kinds of things out, from all the greatest lighting looks to your kitchen accessories and kitchen faucets, sinks, all the way to your bathroom, anything you'd need to remodel your bathroom.
So building or remodeling, you can come to Ferguson's and get everything from start to finish of all the appliances, fixtures, and everything.
Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of that at the Home Fest, right?
Yeah, you can sit with us, and from your plumbing package to your lighting package to your appliance package, we help you from start to finish, or work with your contractor.
Great. Come out to HomeFest 14th to see Nancy Ann and everybody from Ferguson's at their booth at the HomeFest 14th on March 1st.
Join us for Home Fest 14 Saturday, March 1st at the Greenville Convention Center. Talk with local home and garden experts and enter to win a $20,000 Dream Kitchen Makeover. Home Fest 14 on Saturday, March 1st from 9 to 5 at the Greenville Convention Center.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Doug Raymond, sitting in for Henry Hinton on WTIB 103.7 FM and cable channel 7. Looking in the monitor, you can tell I'm tired. I've got the look this morning. And whenever you see the Gatorade, that's always a sign that, doesn't mean I'm sick, but it means it's kind of a preventative thing when I'm hitting the green Gatorade.
Yeah, well, you got to get those
electrolytes
back in.
My normal
replenish.
my normal sweet tea in the morning replaced by Gatorade. 561-8255, 561-8255. I got to tell my tattoo story from this morning because it could have been ugly. I had stopped, and I'm just telling you, especially, I'm a horrible sleeper anyway. I mean, I need to go to one of those sleep clinics and figure out what the heck's wrong with me. But in particular, when I know I've got to do the show and I've got to drive in from the beach, I'm so nervous about oversleeping. And then I get up in the morning and I check the news to make sure nothing new is broke. You know, some news we're going to talk about. I had some other regular work to do, political stuff that I needed to knock out and send some information to some clients and stuff. So I get up, and then my work is done, and I'm like, dang, I'm ready to go, and it's 4:30. And I said, well, I'll go early and drive leisurely, won't have to rush, get in early. So I was low on gas, so I stopped in Havelock at a gas station to get some gas in my Gatorade. And while I'm in there, this guy comes around the corner, and he's got, you ever see the like Lockup and all those prison shows? When the white dudes go to the, they team up in the white gangs, and they do like the swastikas and stuff on their face and everything, and you go, oh, great. I just turn around, and here's this guy who's got like a swastika on his face and like, I don't know, something German. It might have said Mein Kampf. I don't know what the heck, but he's got something over each eyebrow. He's got like the SS lightning bolt S's on his neck. He's got, I mean, he's a bad dude. Yeah, he's hardcore. But he wasn't overly big in height, and he didn't have that kind of I've been in prison working out every day build, but he still wasn't anybody I wanted to cross. So
just because of the tattoos.
Exactly. Yeah. So as soon as I kind of catch him, the first thing I say is, don't look, don't look, don't look. And I don't know why, but I stared a hole right through his dang forehead. I mean, when I'm sitting there telling myself, don't look, I'm just staring at that dang swastika. And so then I realize he's staring at me, and I'm going, okay, this is about to get interesting. And he said, yeah, I know, that wasn't the smartest move I ever made. And just even in his demeanor, I was like, and as I said, I'm not going to, he went to prison for a reason. He told me during the conversation that he had done 9 years. And so, he's not an angel, but I could just tell by his demeanor that he wasn't, somebody that was going to jump me right there or anything. And he said, I went to prison, and I had to team up. I had to do something to protect myself. I was in was in Central Prison, and I said, instead of saying, well, I hope you've turned your life around, congratulations, and go, of course, I've got to ask some questions. Yeah. And I'm going, okay, dude, I get it. You go in there, and you got to get with the Aryan Nation or whatever they are to protect you, but is there like a rule you have to do it on your forehead? Yeah. I literally asked him that. I'm going, why the forehead? I mean, you see the show on TV, The Lockup, they all walk around with tank tops on. I mean, couldn't put one on your bicep or on your chest or anything. You got to go with the forehead. And he's going, yeah, I just don't know. I just thought that maybe, like the more extreme it was, the more extreme they think I was. But he said, now that I'm out, it's kind of tough to get a job. I said, yeah, I imagine, maybe.
Yeah, I would think.
You're going in there and that might exclude some. Although we were joking earlier about the people at the tax places. Maybe he could wear the little Statue of Liberty thing and cover it up and do that. But that would be. Besides, it's hard enough as a ex-con getting a job. But when you've got the swastika and the SS symbols all over your face, that makes it makes it a little bit tough.
I can't imagine what an employee would say.
But I'm just sitting there, and afterwards, and he said anyway, literally said, nice talking to you, and he walks up to the counter and appropriately so buys some lottery tickets. But I'm just sitting there going, am I stupid? First of all, I stare the guy down, which was just dumb, and then find out, okay, he's not that bad a guy. He's not going to rip my throat out. And then I decide to engage him in a conversation on how stupid he is for tattooing his forehead. I mean, if that isn't proof that God watches over the stupid. It is, because I mean, I should be, in the hospital someplace right now.
You did take that conversation a lot further than what most people would have.
Yeah, and I just don't. It just came out of my mouth so quick, because he just seemed so cool. He said, "Yeah, that was a pretty dumb move," and I was like, "Yeah, well, I mean, is that part of the thing that you got to put it on your forehead? Couldn't you put it on, And then I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that." But that's one of my things. I'm so old school about that. I hate tattoos, and you go to a restaurant, especially, and ladies, forgive me if I'm sexist, but especially ladies. Oh my gosh, I was at a restaurant the other day, and the hostess was wearing like a button-up shirt, and she was buttoned up appropriately. She wasn't showing it, but she had this big ring tattoo that had somebody's name or something on it, and I'm just sitting there. Okay, that's my first impression when I walk in the restaurant. You got this, tattoo on that, and then. You can't go through the drive-through of McDonald's or any place like that without when that bag comes out and you see their knuckles all, you're trying to read their knuckles and stuff, and you just go, that was another thing my father always told me: never go with a fad that you can't undo. You want to have a crazy hairdo, it'll grow back, but tattoos, piercings, things of that nature don't go. And I've never had one, but. It's just so commonplace now, and I know that it doesn't make. I've met a lot of nice people with tattoos and everything. Don't get me wrong, but gosh, sometimes I just wonder what people are thinking. I'm sure see them,
they're thinking the same thing now. They're wishing they would not have made that decision.
And my girl on American Pickers. You ever watch American Pickers?
No.
On
you rolled off of TV shows during the last 30 minutes I've never heard of.
Well,
American Pickers?
Yeah, American Pickers is these two guys that go around the country, and they. Picker is somebody who goes and they try to find old stuff and they buy it and then sell it for a profit. And there's a girl that works in the office named Danielle, and she's just got this sweet girl next door demeanor. And as the series started, she had a couple tattoos that you can see, but she's not, like I said, she's not a beauty queen or anything, but she's just got this personality that you really like. And as the show has progressed, she's just become more and more tattooed till now she looks like something you'd pay $2 to see at this, the county fair. Yeah. I mean, she's got like leopard skin on her chest and everything, and it's just, I don't know, it's just crazy. But so you're not into any of my shows, yeah? You know what my new one is? My new one is I don't even know what it's called, the Oak Island thing. Where you familiar with Oak Island?
I have seen some of that.
Oh man, I love that show.
Yes,
I want to go over there right now and start digging and finding that treasure and stuff. I've been fascinated with that since I was a kid.
But I thought that was the actual Oak Island in Canada.
It is.
Oh yeah, okay.
It is. Yeah, and there's supposed to be a treasure up there, and these guys are like trying to find it, and all these people have been killed. And
I'm not gonna lie to you, when I first saw it, I was like, is that Oak Island here?
No, that's that one.
I didn't know
Nova Scotia.
But
I mean, I've saw that, I think, like on In Search Of when I was a kid, and I love that show. That's my new favorite. All right, let's do this. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, the phone lines are open, and we told you about Home Fest, and I'm going to take some liberties here. I'm just in a good mood. I'm going to give 2 shots for you to register for that $20,000 kitchen makeover, the Dream Kitchen as it's known. And so when we come back, I'm going to take caller number 5 and then caller number 7, Michael, if you would, at 561-8255, 561-8255, caller number 5 and caller number 7. We're going to register you for that Dream Kitchen that's going to be given away at Home Fest coming up on March the 1st. So get on those phone lines now. You're listening to Doug Raymond sitting in for Henry Hinton on WTIB 103.7 FM and cable channel 7.
Home Fest 14 is coming up on March 1st at the Greenville Convention Center from 9 to 5. We have a new store in Greenville, and they're going to be at the Convention Center that day. This is Rob with Spine in Motion. So, Rob, I know you're excited to come out to the Home Fest and show everybody all the products at Spine in Motion. What will you guys be carrying at the show?
In the Spine in Motion booth, we're going to have inversion tables, massage chairs. I'm going to have zero-gravity recliners. I'm going to bring out some contour pillows, foam rollers, a lot of the smaller items that we carry just for general back and neck health.
So anybody that comes to your booth would be able to purchase some of these items as well as try them out. and hopefully get some back pain relief that a lot of people
Absolutely.
have to deal with every single day. So come out to the Home Fest March 1st to look at the products that you can find at Spine in Motion.
Unlock the best life has to offer for generations to come. Introducing the Legacy membership exclusively at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. As a Legacy member, you'll not only enjoy all the benefits of an active, family-friendly lifestyle, your children and grandchildren will enjoy membership status as well. Belonging to Ironwood is remarkable. Sharing it with your entire family is even better. Become a Legacy member today, only at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. Golf at its finest, life at its fullest.
Home Fest 14th is coming up on March 1st at the Convention Center from 9 to 5. Charles Tudor, General Manager of Ferguson's, who's been in the show several years, is here today to tell us what you can see at Home Fest 14th. First of all, Charles, what do people shop for at Ferguson's?
We have a showroom there that displays our plumbing, lighting, and appliances. And if you're a homeowner or a builder and you're in the process of building or remodeling a house, you can come in and make decisions about the various plumbing, lighting, and appliances you might need for your new home.
And at Home Fest 14th, I'm assuming you're going to have a lot of those products out there.
Absolutely, yes. We're going to have some of the products on display, literature, and some of our associates there to answer and greet customers.
So come out to Home Fest 14th on March 1st from 9 to 5 at the Greenville Convention Center and see Ferguson's and many other businesses.
When you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. No matter where you go in Eastern Carolina, there's sure to be an attractive and always clean Trade Wilco Hess station nearby. For the absolute lowest prices on gas, groceries, and travel necessities, stop at any of the Trade Wilco Hess stations throughout Eastern Carolina. Keep your eyes on the road, but remember to look for the green and white Hess sign. The best part? No one supports the ECU Pirates more. So when you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Doug Raymond. I was looking over famous birthdays today. It was kind of a slow day for it. I did see Charles Barkley's birthday today. Knucklehead. I like Chuck.
Terrible. Ernie.
And then, of course...
Ernie.
You see, there's a good one. You do a pretty
Is
good...
that okay? Was that all right?
You do a pretty good bark. He's just... I like him a lot. And Kurt Cobain...
The great Kurt Cobain.
Yes.
There's one that went too soon.
He did go too soon. Oh gosh, this is one of those places. I'm going to show restraint. You know, I've got the.
What are you, Teen Spirit?
No, I got the joke. You know, but it's you don't make jokes about suicide, do you? At least not on the radio. If we were sitting at the restaurant, it's already out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But, So I'm showing more restraint these days.
It's good.
Gotta do it. We want to congratulate Bill Hoffler and John Locklear. They were caller numbers 5 and 7, respectively, and they are registered for that Dream Kitchen makeover that is going to be given away at this year's Home Fest, which is on March the 1st at the Civic Center here in Greenville. And we're hoping... that, like I said, I remember last year what a great story it was. It was somebody that was very, very deserving of it, and I hope we get something just as good this year. But whether you're into the Dream Kitchen or not, you need to attend that event. It is absolutely something. Even if you're not even thinking about doing remodeling, it'll go and give you some great ideas for things to do your house. Also want to remind you about a new program here called Greenville Grit. GRIT stands for Greenville Residents in Touch. And we had a little technical problem last night. It was supposed to air on both radio and television last night, and the radio feed did not go through. But you will get your chance to hear the program this Friday on both radio and Cable 7 at 6:30 p.m. And then there will be a television rebroadcast of the program at 9:30 a.m. on Cable Channel 7. So that's Greenville Grit. You're going to find out what's going on in Greenville, politically, socially, otherwise. Real good show. Have had a lot of good feedback on it, and hope you'll take some time to give it a listen if you haven't done so already, and let us know what you think. 561-8255, 561-8255. Mentioned my tattoo buddy went and bought lottery tickets this morning. Story out of Wayne County, a gas truck driver from Pikeville is celebrating the lucky lottery winning streak, and he he recently won a $200,000 cash prize with the lottery. His name is Gary Baldwin Jr., and he said, "I did something nice for someone last week, and ever since, I've been winning lottery tickets." He said it started off with $100 on Thursday, $50 on Friday, $125 on Sunday, and then the $200,000 Monday night ticket. So that is a little streak. But as I said, I do not, I don't want to be overcritical. And this I always love this too. They have to tell you what it is after taxes. After taxes, that $200,000 is $138,400.
I can deal with that.
Yeah, as if, crap, well, I wouldn't even want it then if the government's going to take that much. But he says that he's going to use the winnings to buy a new Chevy Silverado and to pay some bills. And he says,
that'll be going in about a week.
Yeah, this is just good karma. You never believe it'll happen to you, but when it feels great when it does.
Good for him.
I'm going to give him some advice. Number one, you have never realized how many relatives you have until this morning. Now that hits the paper, you're going to have cousins coming out of the woodwork, and all of them are going to be needing operations or a roof on their house or something like that.
Remember me?
Yeah.
No? Yeah, you do. No, I don't.
But the other thing is I just have never understood, the concept of, first of all, he said, I did something nice for someone last week, and ever since I've been winning lottery. To me, that's an indication that last week was the first time you did something nice for somebody. I mean, that's a little strange. But people who think that there's a correlation between that, or my favorite one is these people that, they win the lottery, or they win football players that, they win the big game and they, Hannah Storm or what's my girl, the blonde that got into trouble when they were peeping on her before.
Erin Andrews.
Erin Andrews. They go up and they say, "Oh, it was a great game." Telling it. Well, first of all, I want to thank God. We knew God was with us. And you're going, well, so apparently those guys on the other side of the field, they're Satan worshipers or something. God was with us. It's just I don't know. It's just a weird mentality. And I'm not saying. I remember when I played, I always prayed that I could play to the best of my ability, and I also prayed for safety. I didn't want to get hurt, any of my teammates or the other team to get hurt or anything. But I just really could never understand the concept of saying, "God, please help me win." You know what I mean? Because I knew there were other guys on the other thing. It's just a weird concept.
Yeah, I'm happy this guy won, but it's pretty apparent that he plays quite a bit, and he's spent already a lot of money on the lottery, and you just got lucky, my friend.
That's right.
That's all there is to it. There's no karma with that. You just got lucky.
And
good for you.
Not my line, but I don't know who to give it credit to. But as someone said a long time ago, the lottery is nothing but a tax on people that are bad at math. So we're going to take our final break of the hour, 561-8255, 561-8255. This is your last chance to get in and let your voice be heard all over Eastern North Carolina on Talk of the Town. Doug Raymond sitting in for Henry Hinton on WTIB 103.7 and Cable Channel 7.
HomeFest 14 is coming up on March 1st at the Greenville Convention Center. One of our business is Stalling Storage, who's also one of our sponsors for the Dream Kitchen giveaway. So you'll have a mobile unit. The winner will have a mobile unit coming to their home to help store the items for the winner. Eddie, what will you see at your booth for HomeFest 14?
Well, we'll physically have a unit on premises, an 8x15, the large unit that we rent mostly. My manager, Buddy Boyd, will be there. He'll be able to explain to you what you can put in it, how it works. But in essence, we sell convenience. We'll bring it to your site, allow you to fill it, either bring it back and store it or leave it on your site and then bring it back when you're empty. So that's what we sell. We also have mini storage units from various sizes. So that's what we have to offer, and it'll be on display at the Home Fest.
Perfect. So come out to Home Fest 14 on March 1st from 9 to 5, and you can visit with Eddie Stallings and other businesses at Home Fest 14.
At the law firm of Hardy & Hardy, we don't simply take cases. We take your case personally.
I've been in several car accidents, and each time I've turned to Hardy & Hardy for help. They are honest, hardworking, and dependable. I've been satisfied with the conclusion of each case, and I would recommend Wayne and Charles Hardy to my family and friends.
You matter to us.
Protecting the rights of the seriously injured.
Tax time is new car time at Greenville Toyota. Bring us your tax refund and we'll match your refund up to $4,000 towards a new Toyota. That's right, if you've got a refund, you've got a down payment and we'll match it up to $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000 with the Greenville Toyota match. Need credit? Come see us. Our goal is 100% credit approval. And who will give you more for your trade? Guaranteed? Greenville Toyota. Plus, with the Greenville Toyota Advantage, you save money and time. Use your tax refund as your down payment because tax time is new car time at Greenville Toyota.
Join the Pirates this season as baseball and softball swing for the fences in their last CUSA season. An action-packed baseball season ticket starts at $100 and features Ohio State plus in-state rivals NC State and North Carolina. Your $30 softball season ticket includes 7 series and is the best deal in town. Order your season ticket today by calling 800-DIAL-ECU or visit ECUPirates.com. Join us at the ballpark this spring at ECU.
Here is a track from Out of Sight.
Sorry.
Oh, hey, and check out that new look from Pepsi.
I don't know why, but today I feel a little bit different. I feel like I woke up this morning and I can change the world. I can change the world. I guess it's true, yeah.
Welcome back as we wrap up Talk of the Town for this Thursday morning. I'm Doug Raymond sitting in for Henry Hinton. I'm going to be in tomorrow as well. Of course, tomorrow, now McGee, you're not shy. You're a Carolina fan, and I know you're ECU's your team because you're right here in Greenville and you get to see them, but you're a Carolina fan. And I actually, just picking out some clothes this morning, I had a shirt and tie, and I realized I looked like it was a light blue shirt with the Carolina blue tie, and I said, no, I'm not going to wear that, but I will make you the deal. If Carolina wins, I'll wear the Carolina outfit for you tomorrow. So, and support your Tar Heels. But we'll have that to talk about tomorrow. And then, of course, this weekend, NASCAR starts up, and in one of the real anomalies of sport, the first race of the year in NASCAR is the biggest race. I don't know any other sport that their Super Bowl, their big game is the first race of the year. But the Daytona 500 coming up this weekend, and we'll talk a little NASCAR and sports. And, of course, I'm sure there will be some political news and other things to talk about, as there always is.
And hopefully we can recap an ECU hardwood win tonight as well. That'd be nice to do.
And who'd you say they were going up against?
Louisiana Tech. Good basketball team. They're playing well.
Yep. Yeah. So it would be a
Bulldogs.
big win for. So let's be pulling for that. What's the game time on that?
7 o'clock tonight.
So we could get in the ECU game and still get home in time to
absolutely
to see Duke Carolina. So if you're in Greenville, you need to make plans to go out and support the Pirates, and they need that home court advantage. Why don't you give us the weather before we
Yeah.
get out of here? Because, I mean, I'm so sick of hearing about the cold weather. I want to hear about this warm stuff.
Okay.
I can't get enough of it.
Well, if we look ahead, the next 4 days look pretty good. Temperatures will be in the lower 70s for today. Chance of rain tomorrow, pretty good chance, 90%, but temperatures right around 72 degrees. Lows in the low upper 40s for tomorrow. Now, the weekend, temperatures in the mid-60s, both Saturday and Sunday. Lows in the low 40s. Partly cloudy skies. Should see some sunshine at some point during both days, but if you want to look at that extended forecast, the cold weather, Doug, is coming back, and the end of next week looks a little bit chilly.
Yeah, and
but no snow, which is good. You heard Heather King said, Jim Howard said on WITN that the chance of any snow next week, very unlikely.
I'll tell you what, I was in New York this weekend, and the snow, it snowed a little bit while I was there, but the snow from the big storm was just piled up, and I just don't know how people function that way. I mean, there were cars that were still buried in the snow and things like that,
Yeah.
and you just go, how in the world? I don't know. I guess if you live there, you're used to it, but I just don't know how you can function.
Yeah, they might be used to it, but when you get it that much and it's that bad, and it's you can't move your car, things like that. I heard a guy in Maine on the news talking about that. This is getting pretty ridiculous.
And you also hear the stories about somebody going out and having a heart attack shoveling the snow, and you say, "Oh, that's odd." When you see those snow drifts and how big they are,
oh goodness,
and then you're trying to make a path from your front door to your driveway. I mean, I might have a heart attack. I mean, it's not like you're just flipping some light stuff. I mean, that's some serious work.
A friend of my wife's, a friend of both of ours, but lives out in Indiana. Her husband had to make a pathway through a field just to get to a highway for her to get to work. It's that much. Snow just raw.
Count our blessings, folks. Indeed. No more snow. Heather told us, so we're going to take her word for it. Thanks so much for tuning in this Thursday morning to Talk of the Town. As I said, I'll be back tomorrow morning. Same time, same channels, and hopefully McGee will be here with us too on Talk of the Town.